evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's a beautiful day outside. I feel like it's the first day of really sun in quite a while. So I'm really excited that tonight is also the full moon. It is the month of April in this year of 2020, and it's beautiful for us outside here in Austin, and that means that we hopefully get to see the full moon tonight. And to celebrate the full moon, we practice something called Chandra Namaskar. So typically, for those yogis who practice a vinyasa style practice, you guys are familiar with Surya Namaskar, which is our sun salutation. And you imagine that the sun salutation is very similar to the sun that rises from the east and it sets in the west, and it's a way for us in our practice to reset within. So typically we take a vinyasa and go through that series, whereas with Chandra Namaskar, we think of it as the phases of the moon, and so we will begin to move forward and back, just like those phases that we see. So with that being said, we'll be doing very minimal amounts of vinyasa, so if that's your expectation, feel free to add that if your practice really demands it. But maybe today instead, we try to channel the inner goddess, the inner light. So, the moon and the goddess, like we think of it as like a soft, gentle, healing energy. And so let's just take advantage of that if we can and move forward. So as you come into this pose, we'll start with child's pose. So come down to your shins, and then let the toes maybe turn back, or maybe you curl them under, however you're comfortable, and let your body, let everything simply melt down. You take some deep breaths. Maybe your hands reach back behind you and you soften your shoulders. Soften the back of your eyes. You feel a light weight of gravity as it pushes down on you. Where the breath moves into the body. Inviting yourself to soften the joints through the wrists and the ankles, through the fingers and the toes. Allowing yourself to surrender. As we surrender, we slow down the breath, breathing in fully, letting go completely. And you inhale deeply through the nose. Slow down your exhale through the nose. When you're ready, the arms extend out in front of you, walking your fingers forward, stretching through the ribs, maybe lifting your head away from the earth. On the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. Maybe from here you let the hips sink down. Maybe you walk your hands forward a little bit more. And you just notice how it feels to curl the shoulders back, to open the heart, to maybe lift your gaze, to lengthen through the front of your chest. And then as you take another exhale, let the belly and your thighs reconnect, the hips to the heels. And nice and gentle, you inhale, you rise up. Maybe you take a few more breaths coming up to the top, and then you sink down through the hips, opening through the heart. If you need to bend your elbows, bend at the elbows. Maybe you don't go as far forward, and you simply come up to your hands and knees. However you choose to arrive, do so with your breath, nice and slow, and inhale as you press forward, opening your chest and your heart. And then exhale, round yourself down and back. And you rise up again. This time you stay on your palms, on your knees, and you inhale and exhale, undulating through the spine, creating what we call a cat-cow. Just a few more. Feel the stretch through the back of the neck. You feel the stretch through the front of your throat. And then from here, come into neutral. On an inhale, sweep open through the right arm. As you exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left and come to rest on your cheek and your shoulder, creating a space, a little gap around your neck. Maybe this opposite hand reaches forward, letting your body create this little crossover L shape. Finding a nice stretch with the hips and the weight hovering over the knees. See if you can sink down a little deeper. Let go of any resistance that you feel in the shoulders. And from here, when you're ready, bring your hand back under the shoulder. Pressing up, we sweep the threaded arm up to the top and then lower it back down. And again, from here, we sweep open through the opposite arm, nice and wide, and then you exhale and sink down, threading your arm underneath. Coming to rest on your shoulder and your hip. And again, from here, feel free to walk your hands up towards the top edge of the mat, maybe beyond, crossing over this L shape. You feel the weight of your hips pressing down into your knees. You feel the back of the thighs opening a little wider. A softness that you invite to the breath. When you're ready, bring your right hand back under the shoulder. And you sweep up and over through that threaded arm. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Now from here, tuck your toes under, sink the weight back, feel the bottoms of your feet stretching nice and long. And then from here, maybe lift the hips tall. You begin to pedal those heels down and back, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. Taking a moment here to press strongly through the palms, pressing into the knuckles, through the edges of the fingers. The knees will soften as the heart melts down. Maybe the knees bend. You pedal the heels down and back as you continue to gaze at your toes or your knees. Maybe you lift up the heels and you twist the heels to the side, finding a deep stretch, and then again you take it up and over to the other side. Continue doing this, or feeling whatever it is that you're feeling. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you find a stretch, one leg lifting tall, and then switching it out to the other side. Now if you're able to, soften the knees. Hook your one foot to the opposite heel. And then whichever foot hooked behind the heel, take that hand halfway on your mat. And see if you can find a deeper stretch. See if you can push through the remaining palm. Your nose towards your knee. And then release that hand back to the floor and take it to the other side. A little bit of a difficult move, trying to find balance. Again, you hook your foot to the opposite ankle, bringing that hand halfway, allowing yourself to push deeper, lifting your hips a little taller. And then again, reaching your hand to the top, your foot to the floor, soften the knees, gaze forward, exhale to the top. And you inhale to lengthen up halfway, slowly rolling the shoulders back. We feel the weight of gravity pushing down on us, but we slowly begin to engage, opposing that force, binding the hands behind heel toe your feet a little wider, open the heart, and then as you exhale, melt the belly to your thighs, the crown to the floor. Let the head melt down. Feel free to release your hands to the earth. From here, grab your elbows, sway your arms forward to back, forward to back. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then begin to sway from side to side. Inhale in one direction and exhale in the other. Nice and soft. Feel the weight of your upper body. Feel the weight of your upper body growing heavier. Feel the heaviness open the back of your legs, the back of your calves. Feel the back of your neck softer and longer. Releasing your hands to the floor, soften the knees. Inhale, we slowly rise up. Taking a few breaths, so don't have to come up in one breath. Squeezing to the thighs, squeezing to the glutes. Lift the arms up overhead, grab your elbows here, and take a gentle side bend from the right. Inhale back up and then to the left. Again, reach up to the sky. This time the right hand to your hip as you side bend up and over. Reaching up again, take it over to the left. Another inhale as you grow tall. As you exhale, brace your hands behind your back. Once again, interlacing the fingers. Drawing your arms nice and long, open your chest, and then exhale, bend your knees and forward fold all the way down. Let the crown of the head grow heavy. Feel free to release your hands here. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no, sway from side to side. Now from here again, soften the knees. Inhale, rise up nice and tall. Lift the arms up overhead. And again, grab your elbows, take a side bend to the right, and inhale back up to the top, and exhale to the left. Another inhale, reaching up, reach the right hand to your hips. As you side bend to the right, gazing up towards the elbow, towards the wrist, back up to center, and then to the other side. And again, inhale, reach up nice and tall, bracing your palms behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, open the chest, bending your knees. Exhale, bow low. And you feel yourself lengthening, nice and long, nice and tall. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Release your arms if needed. Lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Again, soften the knees. Inhale, rise up, nice and tall. Last time through. Grab your elbows, side bend to the right. And inhale as you reach up and exhale to the left. Another inhale, we reach up and then bring the right hand to the hip as you side bend to the right. And inhale to grow tall and an exhale to the left. Again, inhale, reach up nice and tall. Last time through, bind your hands behind the hips, interlace the fingers, open the chest on the inhale, exhale, bow low. And then release the hands to the floor. Halfway lift on the inhale. As you exhale, plant the hands and step it back. So we're going to take it to the top of a push-up, high plank. As you exhale, lower down through the knees, lower down through the belly. And just a very minor back bend. We lift the palms up off the ground, rolling the shoulders back. We ground through the hips and lengthen through the crown of the head. As you exhale, plant the hands, send your hips back, coming into child's pose. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, and maybe you sway yourself from side to side. Just nice movement back and forth. On the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. Now from here, let the left leg extend back behind you. And we're going to lower down just halfway, maybe a little bend at the elbows. If you can't go halfway down, maybe a slight bend. Tuck your toes under and see if you can lift your leg up to the sky, coming into a three-legged dog. Now from here, as you exhale, step your foot forward. And then from here, find the back knee grounding to the floor. We take this into a nice little kneeling crescent lunge. Maybe the top hand goes to the knee, and you find a little twist. Just a nice little twist. Feeling a stretch through the hip flexor. If you want to take the foot back, feel free to take the foot back. And then from here, lower the hand down, tuck your toes, send the front leg back. Downward facing dog. Now from here, soften the knees. Gaze forward, exhale, step to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Coming into a little chair pose. On an exhale, forward fold. On the next inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands, step it back high. Come down to your knees and down towards your chest. And just a little back bend, so nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. Baby cobra into child's pose. Now we take it through to the other side. To the other side. On the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. This time the right leg extends back. And then you lower down, shifting forward, maybe an inch, maybe lower, maybe halfway down. Tucking the toes under. Send the right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step the foot through between your palms. Now from here, again, sink down through the hips, sink down through the knee, and allow yourself to maybe take a twist. The right hand to the knee. As you take a nice open twist, dropping the hips, maybe the back toe releases behind you. And then from here, as you exhale, lower the hands, step the front leg back, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, gaze forward, exhale to the top. Lift up halfway, exhale, forward fold. And again from here, bend the knees, arms up to the sky, coming into your chair pose. Shoulders down and back. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. And again, come down to your knees. Sink down through the chest. Inhale, roll your heart upward. Feel your elbows pulling down and back. Feel your heart pressing forward. And then from here, round back, child's pose. Breathing in, breathing out. On the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. The left leg extends, and you shift forward. Tucking your toes under, lift the left leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step it through. Again, lower the back knee. A little twist into the front leg. And then from here, lower the hands. Step the front leg back, downward facing dog. Soften the knees. Gaze forward to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Come into chair pose. Shoulders down and back. And then from here, we exhale and fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high to low. A baby cobra, just a back bend. Very minimal through this movement into our child's pose. Feeling the weight of our body pressing down. On the next inhale, rise up. The right leg extends, we shift forward, tucking the toes under, lift up nice and long. As you exhale, step it through. Lower the knee. And again, we take this into our twisted, kneeling crescent lunge. Lower the hands, step the front leg back. Downward dog, soften the knees, gaze forward, exhale to the top. Again, lift up halfway, and forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, and inhale, we grow tall. Nice and long, coming into that chair pose. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step it back. High. Feel free to come to your knees and lower down. And inhale to a little back bend, a baby cobra, into child's pose. And just take a moment here, coming back into your three-legged dog, or three-legged table. Shift forward, lift up again to three-legged dog. Last time through, step it forward. kneeling, twisted, crescent lunge. And then lower down and back. Step it forward. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Arms reach high. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift again. Plant the hands, step it back. High to low. Into child's pose. Last time, rising up. The right leg extends, we press forward. Tucking the toes, we lift long through that right side. And exhale to step the foot through. Lowering down, kneeling, twisted, crescent lunge. And then from here, stepping it back. We step it forward. Last time through. And then forward fold. Bending the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands, step it back, and again, take it through. A baby cobra. And then from here, child's pose. So just feeling the weight of your body, feeling the weight of each breath. Allowing yourself to move, to soften, to ground down. Now, taking this through, switching positions to this side of the mat. So, coming into our Chandra Namaskar, we start from downward facing dog, and then we step forward to the top of the mat. Halfway lift on the inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up nice and tall as you exhale. Bring your palms together, thumbs to your heart. Now from here, we inhale and circle the arms. Grab your right wrist and exhale, side and over to the left. On the next inhale, step wide with your right leg. So we come into star pose. Now from star pose, your toes are pointing slightly cornered or towards the corners of your mat. And then you pull your elbows down, coming into our goddess pose. Now from goddess pose, we allow ourselves to sink down a little deeper. Shoulders pull back, chest is open. On the next inhale, we grow tall. Stretching out nice and long, this left foot pivots in as the right foot pivots towards the short edge. So we come into our triangle pose. The arms reach out nice and wide. Now let the shoulder blades pull back. Let the collarbones lengthen as well. Let them stretch and then lift your chest. We reach forward through the right arm and then bring the right hand to the center of the right leg. The left arm reaches up to the sky, stretching out through the ribs, hugging in through the belly, squeezing into the thighs. Now as you exhale, lower the hand down to the floor. The back foot pivots in, and you may bind your hands behind your back, grabbing your elbows. Maybe from here it's a reverse prayer. So noticing how it feels, what feels good for you. So the toes pointing forward on both feet, and you grow tall through the chest, pivoting your hips so that they're square to the front of the mat. Exhale, hinge forward. And hinge forward as if you're trying to lengthen the crown of the head towards the direction of your toes. Now from here, lower your hands down to the floor. Maybe the back knee steps back or lowers down. And then from here, we come into kneeling crescent lunge. Arms up to the sky. So this kneeling crescent lunge we've done before, but without the twist, you stretch the left hip flexors. As you exhale, lower the hands to the inside of your front foot. And then you lift the back knee. Pivoting your toes towards that left edge of the mat, we come into Skandasana. This is our lateral lunge, or side lunge. So for some of you, maybe it's higher through the hips. For some, maybe you have blocks that you rest your hands upon. Maybe you sink a little bit lower. Maybe your left toes lift up. Maybe your heel lifts. So come here into the Skandasana, this lateral lunge. Notice how this feels. Your elbow, your tricep to the inner thigh, as you twist open towards the ceiling, gazing up to the sky,
Feel free from here to reach down or to reach up and then back. Taking your left hand to the outside of the hip, maybe reaching the right hand behind you, opening through the chest. Now from here, we come into center. Now typically in class, I usually skip this, but heel toe your feet a little closer together and come into Malasana. This is your deep squat. From this deep squat, maybe your feet are closer, maybe they're wider, the toes angled out, your elbows anchored to your inner thigh with your heart and your thumbs trying to reach together. And then from here, lower the hands, lift the hips tall. We heel toe the feet a little wider. This time, we send the weight to the left leg, bending the knee, high or low. Maybe from here, you take a twist and a bind. Maybe from here, you use your blocks to brace your hands upon, trying to feel that stretch through the inner thigh, or just noticing wherever it is that you feel it. When you're ready, releasing your bind if you have it, pivot to the other side. The back knee lowers down, you come up into your kneeling crescent lunge. So reaching up nice and tall, gaze forward, see if you can let your head press up. See if you can pull your arms back. See if you can open your heart space. As you exhale, lower the hands, tucking your back toes under. We take this in for that pyramid pose, nice and long, a deep flank stretch. Again, the option here is to bind the hands behind your back to your elbows or into reverse prayer, opening your heart space and reaching forward. Now the left hand connects the inside of the left leg. The back toe is opening wide. And you use this movement to open up to the right side. So really stretch out nice and long through the ribs, through the torso. Maybe the arm reaches up nice and tall. Gazing up towards the thumb if you can. Gazing towards the wall in front of you. Or gazing at the fingers towards the toes to find a little bit more balance. Soften the knee, gaze at your left big toe. And then inhale, rise up. We come back into star pose. From star pose, we squat down, coming into our goddess pose. And then from goddess pose, you reach up again. This time, the right foot steps to the top of the mat. You circle the arms up. This time, side bending, taking the left hand to the right. We reach up again, and then lower the hands, thumbs to the heart. So that is a complete Chandra Namaskar. On the next inhale, circle the arms up to the top. Again, side bend to the left. Releasing the right hand, step the right side open, nice and wide. As you exhale, squat down, nice and low. This is our goddess pose. And inhale, we grow tall, pivoting to the right side. We come into our triangle pose. Now from triangle pose, lower the hand. We pivot towards the top edge of the mat, coming into our pyramid pose. So from pyramid pose, we lower down through the back knee and come up nice and tall into our kneeling crescent lunge. From kneeling crescent lunge, we lower the hands and pivot towards the long edge of the mat, coming in for our Skandasana. From Skandasana, we come into the center of our stance, heel toeing your feet a little bit closer, coming into Malasana, nice and deep through this pose. And then pausing here to feel your thighs opening, to feel your hips bracing, to feel your heart pressing forward, the spine growing tall. And then as you exhale, once again, heel toe your feet wide, side bending, side lunging towards the left. Add your twist, add your bind if you'd like, and then take it to the top of the mat. Kneeling crescent lunge, the back knee lowers. The arms reach up to the sky. As you exhale, lower the hands, tuck your toes, and again, we take this in for your standing pyramid pose, or maybe a deep flank stretch. The left hand lowers down, the back toe pivots open, coming into your triangle pose, opening nice and wide. Softening the knee, gazing down, we inhale to grow tall. As you exhale, squat down nice and low. On the next inhale, grow tall, and then step to the top. We circle the arms up, Side bending to the right, back up to center. As you exhale, bring your palms together, thumbs to your heart. And breathe. Inhale, circle the arms up and over. As you exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, open, 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 nice and wide. As you exhale, squat down, nice and low. Again, we prep into our triangle pose. Nice and broad. Really open your heart. Now we're going to move from this into a few other poses. So, being mindful of how it is that you feel in each pose. Coming into your pyramid, kneeling crescent lunge. From kneeling crescent lunge, lower the hands, pivot into skandasana. From this lateral lunge, we come into our malasana. Feel it through the legs, feel it through the hips, feel it through the spine, through the heart. You can go wide like this, you can go more narrow, whatever works for you. And then when you're ready, take it to the left. Heel toeing your feet over to the other side. And then when you're ready, we pivot, kneeling crescent lunge on this left side. From this left side, we take it in for your pyramid pose. From pyramid pose, we open wide, triangle pose. From triangle pose, we rise up to star, to goddess, and then a step to the top, and we side bend, back up and over. Now from here, when you're ready, inhale, circle the arms up to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Plant the hands, step the feet back. And again, come down to your knees. Sink down. Roll your chest up and open for your baby cobra. And then when you're ready, let yourself round down, coming into child's pose. Now just take a moment to breathe here. Take a moment to find a connection to that breath, to the body. Now from downward facing dog, or from child's pose, come up into downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Now we really try to kick up nice and tall, your gaze at your toes, your knees. And then from here, maybe you point the toe eventually. As you exhale, step your right foot forward. Now from here, on the next inhale, rise up into a crescent lunge. So rather than back knee lowering down, rise up into a crescent lunge. Now as you exhale, pivot the back heel down and open the arms wide. Now as you're here, feel as if you're really stretching open through the chest. Imagine that you have somebody pushing your shoulder blades into your backside, flattening them out. And all of this, your chest, your collar, your everything, begins to open and elongate. Now on the next inhale, reverse the warrior. The front hand reaches up, the left hand behind you. Reaching your left hand maybe into your pocket. As you exhale, lower the hand down to the ground. Now as you lower it to the ground, you're in front of your foot. And then you maybe gaze at your toes, maybe you gaze at your fingers, and you lift the back leg up. And see if you can lift a little taller. Lift a little taller, lift a little taller. Whether your hands are to the ground, whether it's just your fingers. Maybe from here, you're still reaching your left hand behind your back towards your pocket. You can gaze at the wall in front of you, or towards the side of you, I should say. Or maybe you can gaze up to the ceiling. And this is our half moon pose. Now once you're able to reach up, feel free to reach up. If you find that maybe you can lift your hands off of the floor, see if you can try to find that balance. Lifting tall, so you're flexing and engaging, coming out of it when you need to. Flexing and engaging. I know that I'm asking to hold this for a while, but just notice how that feels. And then from here, lower taking it down to the earth, baby cobra again, and then into your child's pose. So that way we try not to bring too much heat, too much fire into the body without bringing too much, so not doing a whole lot of major vinyasas. From here, rise up again to your hands and knees, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. This time the left leg reaches up. And again, you lift with the heel, the toes will eventually fall, your gaze is down low. As you exhale, step your foot through between the palms. And again, inhale, you rise up into a crescent lunge, grounding down through the front foot. Nice and tall, nice and centered. As you exhale, pivot the back heel down, reaching front to back, shoulder blades pull back. So see if you can try to feel the shoulder blades pinching together. Nice and tight. The chest grows long. You're reaching from fingertip to fingertip. On the next inhale, reverse the warrior. Right hand behind you towards the left pocket, gazing up at the thumbs, or thumb of your fingers. As you exhale, bring your left hand in front of your left toes. Now again, from here, lift the back leg up, nice and tall. Your gaze down low. If you would like to shift your gaze, you can shift it. Lift up tall. Be active and engaged. Not letting your leg just hang heavy. Lift it tall. Now from here, again, maybe you reach out through the top hand. Maybe you lift the bottom hand off the earth. Just breathing. Noticing, creating some space. Being mindful of how it is that you're moving. How is it that you're moving? As you exhale, lower the hands, step it back, take your high to low plank, a baby cobra from here, and then to child's pose. Now, coming into this child's pose, just notice your breath once again. Now, giving yourself a chance, maybe from here, taking maybe a headstand. We're just going to try to come into it. Disclaimer, don't hurt yourself. This is not made for everybody. So essentially, just seeing if you're even able to come into a headstand, grabbing your elbows, trying to see if you can clear the space of your upper head. So taking a breath inhale and just clearing that space. If you cannot clear your arms over your head without really having to reach, maybe this headstand is not for you. Maybe it's a tripod headstand. My go-to is that I interlace my fingers and I'm not getting the hands right on top of my head, but just slightly behind it, and not so much so that I can lean into my hands. It's more like it's angled just where the crown is, just supporting, just right behind it. And your elbow squeezing in, you're not putting all the weight into your neck, you're not putting all the weight into the crown. So you're actually using your shoulders and you're using your arm muscles and you're trying to lift up and you're bracing through the chest, you're bracing through the back, you're bracing through the belly. And so instead of coming all the way up, just focus on that sensation. Focus on how it feels to really imagine that you're trying to pull in and scoop up, if that makes any sense. I think it's harder to maybe try to teach this from a video. But essentially you're here. So if you have neck issues, of course, don't do this. Refrain from coming into this. Make modifications. If you have things around you, just be mindful of like what objects you have, because if you do happen to flip over, I'd rather you flip over and land on a pillow or something soft and cushiony. So pressing down through the elbows, through the arms. You're going to push away from the earth rather than sinking. So you don't want to feel as if you're kind of squishing down. You want to brace and lift. And then from here, as you lift, maybe from here, for some of you, maybe it's walking your feet forward. Maybe you bend your knees, whatever feels right. Now, as you get here, If you find that your back starts to round, the upper back starts to round, more than likely the chances of you falling and rolling down is going to be a little bit higher than if you were to lengthen your back up. So rather than curling down, see if you can push and grow taller. So from here, now if you're able to lift, feel free to lift up, straight from the toes, up to the sky. I'm going to show you another variation of this. So I'm putting very little weight on my head, and there's actually very little weight on my neck. And then coming back down. Now from here, you can also try to walk forward, bending your knees. Maybe from here, one foot comes up, and then maybe the other one comes up. And maybe that's where you are, and that's all that you have to do. And then once you're there, you can try to extend one leg up, maybe the other. Giving you a chance to play. And if you have any questions for those who are watching or any comments, feel free to send me a message. Feel free to direct message me and ask me anything about that if you need a little bit more help. So I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes just to do that, and then we're going to go into a stretch. Another alternative would be a tripod headstand, and that's with your head and your hands going into the shape of a triangle. So an equilateral triangle, equidistant. And then from there, same thing, you can lift one leg up, you can lift the other, you can lift both feet up. This actually also gives you a little bit of a ledge. So if you wanted to bring one foot in and then the other, and then work from there, you can always work from this angle as well. Now I know for me, I have this ongoing neck issue, and this actually helps me as I'm strong, as I've been strengthening my legs to keep my neck strong, having some disc issues from years past. And so it's not that it's something that's unattainable. I think it's just working with your body, knowing what you can and can't do at the time, and then making the modifications, but always trying to strengthen, always trying to just, accept what it is that you have and then moving forward from there. So, like I said, I've had neck disc issues and I still can do headstands. But again, it's practice and listening to your body. So anyway, once you are done with that, feel free to come down, and we're going to go to this seated cobbler's pose. Now from the seated cobbler's pose, you forward fold, and I'm going to show you from this angle. Maybe your feet are just a little bit longer away from your body, and you allow yourself to reach forward through the crown of your head, through the chest. Maybe from here you reach under your legs and just allow everything to kind of melt down nice and low. Now if you'd like to, you can always take your hands back behind you. Hands towards the hips, coming to this little tortoise pose. And then from here, I'm going to angle myself out just a little bit. You're going to bring the knees together. You're going to take your first two fingers and see if you can wrap them around the big toe. So Rather than maybe the knees going inside, if you need to, feel free to let the knees go outside of your arms instead. Whatever feels best. So leaning back, angling back ever so slightly. We're going to balance. If you need a little bit of cushion, feel free to grab a blanket and place it underneath your body instead. Leaning back, see if you can open the heart. See if you can grow a little taller through the spine. And then we're going to extend the legs out. So for some of you who have tighter hamstrings, maybe it's a bend and this is all that you're able to get into, and that's fine, that's good. If you're able to grow a little bit taller, a little bit longer, feel free to grow a little taller and longer. Gazing at your toes if you can. Just noticing how that feels. And then we go a little wider, so feel free to open the legs out, nice and wide. And even here, see if you can grow just a smidge taller. Let the heart press forward, let the collarbone open, let it stretch. Let your gaze shift up towards the corner of your ceiling, maybe to the sky. And then if you're able to come down gently, come down nice and low. Maybe you bend your knees and catch yourself. And then come into a forward fold, right here. So whether your hands reach towards your ankles, whether the hands reach forward, whether the hands reach back, just allow yourself to relax. So we find that maybe there's resistance that we feel in the body. Maybe a little resistance that we feel through the thighs, through the joints, through the calves, the feet. Maybe we find that the resistance is more within our mind. So how can we mindfully and artfully let go? And it's a way of surrendering, a way of just not feeling that sense of judgment or that sense of expectations. Just allowing ourselves to simply exist. And what is that like? To simply exist. And to be okay with how we are at this moment. Again, without judging ourselves, without judging each other, without expecting anything. Just where are we? Where have we been? And where are we going? When you're ready, press out nice and tall. Then you bring your legs in, bend the knees. Pull yourself in. Allow your body to melt down to the earth. Maybe the arms open wide and you let the knees collapse inward. The feet are to the outer edges of your mat. Feel the shoulder blades flatten into the ground. Feel the back of the neck grow long. Take a deep breath here through the nose and pause. With your mouth wide open, release a sigh. From here, begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then when you're ready, let the knees shift all the way over to one side. Maybe your foot, the inside foot, rests on top of the inside knee. Just noticing the sensation here. And there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right or wrong. It's just listening to your body, observing. this time of our life, whatever it is that we're going through, can sometimes feel disheartening. Sometimes we feel like life doesn't really go our way, or maybe there's more that we want, and that is okay. But we're reminded that the things that we have to overcome, the obstacles, the challenges, the discomfort that we feel, all of those things are there to make us stronger, to change our perspective, to make life feel a little different. We find that we change our perspective and it changes a little bit of who we are, maybe for the better. Releasing the legs, gently rock from side to side, and then we take it to the other side. And then again, the inside foot comes to rest on the inside knee. The more challenges that we face, we find that we create other facets of ourselves. Imagine that each one of us is like a rough uncut gem. And each challenge that we face, each hardship, is just another chip. Imagine the most beautiful stones that are cut, polished, faceted. They sparkle with so many colors. That is what we are. We let go of things that don't further ourselves, don't further us in our life. We let go of the things that we no longer need. And when you're ready, release that foot. Coming back to center, give yourself a loving squeeze, a gentle rock from side to side. Maybe a happy baby, grabbing your ankles, keeping the weight on your head, your spine, your hips. The weight rocks from side to side, nice and gently. And then from here, give yourself one loving squeeze and then extend the legs down the length of the mat. Let the arms come to rest by your side. Let the shoulders roll back. Close your eyes. Soften your breath. And let everything go.
you're ready, slowly begin to roll from one side to the other, maybe stretching your legs nice and long, the arms reaching back. You come into a fetal pose. This transition from Shavasana into corpse pose or into fetal pose is a simple reminder that with all endings comes a new beginning. You press up into a simple seat, coming up so that your palms can maybe press into your heart, or maybe you bring your palms together with the thumbs pressing in. You allow yourself to find gratitude for this moment in your life. No matter what it is that we've experienced in our past, no matter what it is that we are to experience in our future, we are here in this present moment, honoring ourselves, giving gratitude, finding humility, knowing that we're all connected. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and we are all bound together. Namaste. Thank you guys all so much for coming and joining. If you have any questions about the headstand or any other part of this practice, feel free to reach out to me. I really appreciate each one of you guys for being here and for being so awesome. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great, great, great day. Thanks.